That was Puritan by Driven AD. Their first full-length album is an awesome symphony of catchy guitar riffs, hard-hitting double clicks, filled with pure vocal emotion, sure to please metalheads worldwide. You can order Facing the End at www.drivenad.com. Hi, DJ Tina here, host of HMTV Canada E-Scene. With me today is Driven AD. Hi, Driven AD. Congratulations on the release of your new album, Facing the End. What motivates Driven AD to come up with their dark lyrics, and are they experiences the band has gone through or social issues?
Mostly experiences. We like to write about things that we experience in life because we think it makes the songs more real. So you can talk about something you've gone through. It adds a little bit more emotion to the songs. So to us, we think good songwriting and good being able to put on a good show is the most important thing to us. So we feel that if we do something from the heart, it's going to mean more than just something we think is going to sell.
Who writes the band's songs, and are they fueled by anger, alcohol, or pure, strong emotional issues?
Well, our guitar player usually writes obviously the guitar riffs, and then we just kind of all collaborate on it and put it together.
Can you tell us about your new album, Facing the End, such as the collection of songs, the journey this CD has taken from the recording, mixing, and mastering process?
Well, we started writing songs for the record about a year ago, and we just kind of, we basically went into a rehearsal studio and recorded jam sessions and got a lot of the songs off of that. We'd play for 2 hours, and out of 2 hours there'd be 3 minutes of cool shit.
It's cool.
Yeah, we'd take the cool stuff and run with that and just write songs off that. Or some songs were already made. We already had ideas, and we just kind of put it all together.
Do you try new things with your sound while producing Facing the End? And is this album heavier and more brutal with the sound quality than your previous self-entitled EP, Driven AD?
Yeah, I think it's heavier. I mean, everybody's just better at what they do. So, it's better quality as far as songwriting, and the sound's a lot better. And as far as, sounds, we kind of had an idea of what we wanted it to sound like before we started recording it. So we just kind of went from there. We wanted a real thick, clean-cut sound with the drums and a nice, real heavy guitar and a lot of bass in there. So.
Now, when it comes to the actual recording, do you record in analog or do you use digital through the computer?
It's digital through the computer.
Do you do anything to the instruments? Are all the instruments mic'd for a 5.1 surround sound or a better live sound?
Yeah, all the instruments are mic'd, and they go, they go on their own tracks. Normal recording process.
We're on location with Third Hour Film at. Will you be producing any more videos from Facing the End?
Yes, we recorded the video at it's a place called Sound Arena in Garden Grove, California, and they have a room. It's called the Showcase Room, and quite a few bands have recorded videos there. Korn did the Blind video in there a long time ago.
That's impressive.
We just recorded there. It was our first experience with the music video, so we kind of just winged it a little bit and
kept it simple.
Yeah, we didn't want any fancy stuff. We don't. That's not really our style of a music video for us. We kind of like it more straightforward.
Can you tell us a little history of Driven AD? Do all the band members share the same influences for their music? Is everyone on the same level in the music making process? And do they experiment and try new things with their instruments?
We all love metal, but everybody has their own style of music where they came from. I like a lot of old '80s hair metal,
Yep.
and some of the other guys are more into the grindcore and death metal and, just metal in general.
Okay.
As far as trying out new stuff, we like to always experiment and always get better because, when it all comes down to reality, you can never be the best. You always can learn more and more at your instrument. So you want to constantly be, gaining more. So, we're never flatlining. We're always, every single show is going to be an amazing show. And every single time we release a new album, it's going to be even better than the last one.
Has the band been lucky to find a bassist for touring yet?
Our producer that produced the record is playing shows with us right now. We have a person, an unnamed source that is trying out for the band, and we don't really know yet, but we're on the right track finding a bass player.
In California, does a band have to pay to play for their gigs, and does Driven AD get a good turnout of fans attending?
Bands do have to pay to play in LA. We do not pay to play.
It's not because we think that we're cooler than everyone else. It's just because the whole pay to play thing is bullshit.
Yeah, I agree.
Can I say bullshit?
Of course you can.
Cool.
And we've already paid our dues, you know what I mean? Like, we used to pay to play, when the band first started and stuff. Now it's gotten more ridiculous over the years where it's like, you pay to play at a place called, like, The Whiskey, it's well known, and then you end up playing with, like, 7 bands, you get a 20-minute set.
Yeah, they give you 20 minutes.
Spend more time setting up and taking down than you actually get to put on a show. And once you pay a ridiculous amount of money for nothing, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah, because setting up takes time because either the stage is too small and you got to put your instruments on the floor elsewhere, or you might end up at a club where the stage is a lot bigger. Are you usually faced with those challenges?
Yeah, those places take advantage of bands that don't have any kind of pull as far as obviously we're not a gigantic Metallica metal band, so you go into those clubs and they treat you like you're stupid.
It's all business for them.
Yeah, they don't care about you. They tell you, okay, you got 30 minutes. You got a 30-minute set, and that includes setting up and breaking down. Like, what? Most metal band songs are pretty long, so you want us to play 3 songs, but you want us to pay you $1,000?
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, that's stupid.
Yeah, it is.
We paid our dues and played a lot in LA years ago, and paid those clubs a lot of money, and they constantly wanted more from us, but they never wanted to give us more, and we gave them a lot. We sold a lot of tickets and had a lot of good shows, and they never really, they don't give a shit about that. They just want your money.
Have you played any outdoor festivals?
Yeah, we've played a couple.
Which is your favorite, the indoor or outdoor festivals?
Well, they're both fun. It's a live show. That's fun regardless. But they have each has their own pros and cons, I guess.
I
Outdoor
figured...
is obviously cool because everybody's right there, and it sounds good. And outdoors, it's cool too because there's a lot of people, and it's gnarly, and there's dirt flying everywhere, and people fucking jumping off fences and shit.
I think that the outdoor festivals would be a lot more fun because you get a better turnout of fans and you're able to sell lots of merchandise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're all fun. We'll play anywhere, indoor, outdoor, outer space, whatever you want.
Are there any plans for a tour coming up for Driven AD?
Yes, we're booking right now. Our management is booking. We're probably around May, I believe.
Yeah, May 1st we take off for our thing. We're hoping to hit Europe in June if that works out. If not, we're going to continue traveling through the U.S. We also definitely want to hit up Canada and go all through Canada. Basically, our actual goal is to be gone by May 1st and tour as much as we possibly can and for as long as we possibly can. Hopefully that's a couple of years at least, obviously, realistically, who knows how long it'll actually be, but the goal is to just be on the road nonstop and just keep showing the world what we have, and hopefully we keep getting the positive feedback that we've been getting and come across something that just, every single time, you come across another band who hears you and hey, you gotta play with us, hey, you gotta play with us, and over time we hope that, the world knows who we are, and that way it'll be easier for us to do the long tours and stuff like that.
Right now in Ontario, there's lots of bands gearing up for tours all over the place. Right now it's a hot spot. Like, you don't have to pay to play up here either. None of the clubs are really into that crap.
Yeah, we would love to come to Canada. That's definitely a place that we want to play really bad. So, if everything, nobody knows what's going to happen, but if everything works out like we want it to, we should be up there this summer sometime.
How about any other acts? Have you opened up for any other artists or bands in the past?
Yeah, we've played for thousands of bands. Probably the biggest ones were we opened up for Prong. We played with Dawkin once.
The band's popping now too, Five Finger Death Punch.
Yeah, Five Finger Death Punch. In this moment, we played with them once a long time ago. Tons of bands.
So you've had some really good media exposure in playing with a bigger artist and building the fan base.
We've had our share.
Yeah, that's awesome. What does Driven AD look for in a record label or distribution deal, or have you found a record label?
Well, we're not on a label yet. We try to do things on our own.
Mm-hmm.
And, but we're definitely not opposed to a record label.
Just haven't heard the right.
We just haven't got the right offer yet, or what I look for in a record label is what can they do that we can't do ourselves.
Okay, so I guess tour support would be the one clincher right there that you're looking for.
Yeah, we would love to be on a label and have them put us on the road with a well-established band so we can play in front of as many people as we can every night.
I know the economy is in a disarray currently and the music industry needs to reinvent themselves. But on a positive note, what is Driven AD's focus for career objectives and goals for 2009? Will the band be working on another album or just concentrating on tours?
Yeah, we're just going to tour as much as we can for this record. We haven't really got to play. We haven't toured on this record yet, so we have a lot of touring to do on this record before we write another one. So we're just going to try to stay on the road as much as possible for 2009. We just want to play to as many different areas and people as we can. So we're just going to try to tour.
Okay, before we wrap up our interview, do you have any shout-outs to fans and friends?
We want to shout out to everybody.
We love everyone that's helped us out along the way. Obviously, our manager, Savage, doing a great job for us. Our producer, Chris Eck, did a great job on the album. All of our fans and friends and family have constantly been helping us, supporting us along the way. So we love them to death. Like, can't thank them enough if we wanted to. I mean, people did our video. Andrew, Karina is the one that does our photos. I mean, there's a girl, Sarah Dennis. She did our album cover. I mean, there's just so many people to name. But I mean, anyone who listens to us or talks to us or likes us, I mean, if you make one new fan a day, we're going in the right direction. You know what I mean? Like we just love friends and fans and people that appreciate what we love. You know what I mean? So we spend all the as much as we can to put on a good show and be a good band, just for ourselves, but as well as share with the world. So if anyone else likes that, then it's also it's a win in our section. You know what I mean?
Can you plug in your main web address and your MySpace page?
Yeah, the website is drivenad.com, and the MySpace is myspace.com/drivenad.
Any last words?
Thank you. You're awesome.
Thank you for allowing us to interview Driven AD. Keep it brutal and horns high because you rock.
Thank you.
Hey, you rock.